All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim La Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who grew well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shabab Mawan back at you with another lesson. And just want to go into a quick lesson, all right? Because I'm in the middle of driving anyway. So I was just reading something, it was a couple different articles online talking about that New Year's Eve might possibly be canceled due to safety concerns, okay? And the ones I was reading were articles. I found one that has an actual video, but this one is saying Australia, France, and Germany have now all canceled their usual New Year's celebrations. But we all know why, but we're not allowed to say. All right. And hey, these safety concerns that they're, taking precaution over is basically because we're in the middle of all these different types of wars. You got a lot of different types of terrorist attacks that are being done, throughout the world. So, this is all of Yahawah Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. And Lord willing, it happens here in America, here in New York, all right? Because New York is the biggest place for, New Year's Eve, okay? Times Square, all right? And, with all this shit going on, we're on high alert with war and, terrorist attacks, okay? It might be very well that the Lord does cancel these things, man. Especially that, you got DT, all right, he trying to tell you that, by the end of December, he gonna put a tax on, Venezuela, whether he does or not. All right, this is still warnings that are going out through the spirit, and these things may very well, take place. And Lord willing, it does, because the Lord is tired of each and one of these feast days already, man. All right, that's why every time, if you realize our holy days are always around these wicked ass holidays, you see, but ours always come first, and then comes the wicked holidays, and then right after the wicked holidays, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai turns up through the spirit, you see. So, Lord willing that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai cancels each and one of these, man, because I can't wait to see the misery on people's faces, man. You see. At the end of the day, all right, the mirth of the land is gone. All right, let's start off with that real quick. As a matter of fact, let me play this video while I'm still driving. All right, I ain't gonna show you what it looks like. You can hear it through my speakers.
A beautiful and spectacular event, and it has all been canceled because the French government can no longer keep its own people safe from potential radical Islamic terrorists that they have welcomed into their country. Think about that. France has let in so many Middle East and North African migrants that they can no longer assemble in crowds. We're watching one of the most beautiful countries and cultures in the world commit suicide, and this threat has now spread all over the West. This is not singular to Australia or France. It is everywhere now, including in Germany, where many are too scared to go to the country's many famous Christmas markets because they are now so dangerous. They're such a target for radical Islamists. Take a listen to the details from this report.
Terrorists have struck 7 European Christmas markets since 2014, 3 in France and 4 in Germany, all carried out by men of Muslim or Middle Eastern backgrounds. Authorities arrested 5 men suspected of planning attack number 8 in Germany last week. One of them, a Muslim cleric from a German mosque who urged his followers to kill as many people as possible.
Yeah, attack number 8 foiled. There was another attack in Poland on a Christmas market foiled as well. The one in Germany, a Muslim cleric.
And I'm going to be real with you. See, they're going to try to tie these Muslims to us, man. These niggas be having beards and shit. You don't know how many times I done went out in the highways and hedges and people called me a Muslim. They be fucking saying fuck Allah and all this crazy shit, thinking that I'm preaching, I'm a whole Muslim preaching my shit. So this is all made, to make us domestic terrorists, and anybody that has, any type of religion and culture other than the cultures that are brought out here in America. You see, that's why you see all these Muslims, taking over out here in America, which, they've always been around here, but, in the last, under Biden allowed a whole bunch of people to come into this country, and now, they'll use that as the blame. Oh, well, you should have never had Biden in office and let him allow to bring all these different types of people in. You see, so at the end of the day, that shit was all orchestrated for one reason, just to tie us back to domestic terrorists. All right. So now, this is why we gotta be circumspect and constantly watch, man, because we in dangerous times. All right. These devils is trying to find ways to use everything around them to get at us, Let me finish that up.
Muslim cleric that left Egypt to move to Germany, move into a country which tolerantly allows him to work at a mosque, to have a mosque. And what does he do when he gets to Germany and he's saved by the West? He begins indoctrinating other Muslims to murder as many Christians as they possibly can. Going to a German Christmas market at this point is a bit like playing Russian roulette. Is today the day that one of our asylum seekers living off our tax dollars is going to plow his car through this market and kill 20 of us? We don't know. In Australia, where 16 were murdered on a beach this past Sunday, many say that they have felt the threat skyrocket as their own government imported tens of thousands of migrants from Muslim countries. The Muslim population doubling in a decade in Australia. The left-wing Prime Minister of Australia, the Labour Party, a country that has the strictest gun laws in the world already, just wants to add more gun laws, light a candle, and move on.
Light a candle, put it in their front window tonight at 6:47 p.m. to show that light will in.
So now they want to bring more gun laws, all right? Which this is why I say these things be orchestrated. They be they do these things on purpose to bring in these gun laws and shit like that, to bring more draconian laws toward hate speech and people that preach, that have a religion. All right, which we don't have a religion. Ours is our heritage, you see. But now they want to bring in more gun laws, all right? And with these gun laws coming in, all right, what they're trying to do, they're trying to disarm, all right, the people from being able to be protected because, martial law gonna come. The martial law troops is gonna come. Jacob's trouble's gonna come. So they don't want people to be protected with weapons, because the less people have, the more people have, the more that people don't have weapons, all right, the easier it is to invade and attack people, and pretty much they won't be able to protect themselves, you see? So that's why they bring in all these more, different types of orchestrated terrorist attacks. I best believe it, whether you believe it or not, see, we see it. We can see what this devil's game plan is. All right, so he be paying off a lot of these people to go ahead and do this shit. All right, so let's hear what the rest of that says.
Will indeed defeat darkness. We will I'll take to National Cabinet this afternoon a proposal to empower agencies to examine what can be done in this area.
Being led by people that couldn't care less if you live or die, completely detached from reality, politically correct nonsense. Stronger gun laws so the Islamists have a harder time murdering us is the answer, right? They don't want to actually fix the problem. They'll let thousands of us die before they'll be accused of being racially intolerant. They care far more about their political orthodoxies than your life. You should always remember that. Everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same.
So that's pretty much what that went into another thing. All right, so that's pretty much what it's about. You see, they don't want to have these celebrations because it brings in large amounts of crowds, you see. And with large crowds, their safety concern is that, one of these terrorists might come and do something, to a large mass of people. And Lord willing, you know, that shit does happen. It continues to happen because that ain't nothing but judgment of Yahawah Bashim Yahweh Shai, you see. All right, we could care less. We don't feel pity for none of y'all because this is, you know, we've been telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that these things are going to happen anyway. All right, but to these other nations, man, we could care less. All right, they ain't our people, you know, and I say that respectfully, with my own opinion. You see, not caring about, you know, who the hell listening or, you know, what they might call me after I say some shit like that or whatever. Okay, the Lord looked at all these nations as spittle, and so do I. You see, and you know, all these things have to happen because all the poison and wickedness that has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. So again, the Lord is bringing judgment. All right, and Lord willing, He cancel all these damn holidays coming up. But you got, you know, Christmas coming up. You got New Year's Eve. All right, so let's grab this. This is Isaiah 24. Get to it, Salaki. This is Isaiah 24. 7. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all merry hearted do sigh. Okay. It says, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, and the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets, all the joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. You see, so you know, us bringing out this word, right, this new song, which is really not a new song. Okay, it's not new wine. All right, it's always been around. It's just that the truth that's been so long without fruit is finally being declared. All right, so you know, it's new to these people because they've never heard the word of Yahawah Bashim Yahweh Shai. But ever since we've been bringing it out, right, the merry-hearted do sigh, because see, we those prophets of doom. We're the ones that mess up your day by telling you that, you know, this shit is gonna happen, telling you that all hell's gonna break loose, that pestilence, evils, wars is gonna happen, and that nothing that satisfies your pleasures or makes you happy is going to take place, man, because the Lord is bringing judgment upon this place. So nobody wants to hear us bringing out this word saying that, you know, the mirth of the land is gone. So, you know, these people sigh when they hear us bring out the word. All right. It says the mirth of the tabret season. Yeah. Everything that was once fun. All right. You can't even enjoy it no more because there's so much shit going on in the world that everybody's living on edge. You see, there's always something going on. You never know when a terrorist attack is going to be popping off. You could be in a fucking place trying to have fun with your family, and then all of a sudden this shit, you know, you got these damn, you know, bugged out, you know, wild boars. All right. They out there just, you know, blowing shit up, which that's their normal nature. You see, that's what Ishmael was about. Ishmael was about being a wild boy. Okay. And that's why you see them doing shit like that because it's spiritual. Okay. It says that the noise of them early, bro. Going too much. It says the noise of them that rejoice endeth. Okay, so the Lord is showing you that all the joy is going to end out here. Okay, those that once laughed, you know, they ain't gonna be no more laughing. That's why the Lord said that it's better to be in the house of mourning. Let's grab that real quick. Ecclesiastes 7:2, and it says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart, meaning his mind. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see? So you're supposed to be in the house of mourning, man. Constantly turning to the Lord with all weeping, fasting, you know, tears in your eyes. All right? With all your heart. Not trying to have a good old time. It's not about having a good old time no more, man. We were literally put on this earth to suffer. All right? Just like Yahawah suffered, we all have to suffer. All right? So we're not supposed to be in that spirit of living it up. You know, that YOLO spirit. You only live once. You know, everything is falling apart. So let me live it up till the wheels fall off. See, the Lord don't want you in that spirit, man. So let's go back. All right? It says, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Yeah, because when people tend to drink, you know, they sitting in the clubs or they sitting gathered around their family on a holiday and everybody's singing all types of songs, happy as hell, because that's the spirit that liquor brings. Wine and liquor brings that happy spirit in everybody. You know, everybody forgets about their problems and they forget about their sorrows, you know, but when they wake up tomorrow, it's the same freaking problems. You know, look at that judgment going out right now. Right? So it says, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. You see? So, you know, that strong drink is going to be bitter. All right? Instead of, you know, you being able to forget these things. All right? When you drink that strong drink, man, you're really doing it for no damn reason because you still feel like shit. You still realize that the problems are so heavy and so hectic nowadays that even when you try to drink your life away and your sorrows away, hey man, you still feeling it while you bent. You still feeling the pain that's going through you. All right, because these things are heavy. Okay, this place is about to end. That's something that's a certain type of vibration that's put in the air that you can't get rid of out of your mind. All right. It says the city of confusion, which is America. America's the city of confusion, is broken down, which eventually will be broken down. Every house is shut up and no man may come in. Yeah, everything's going to close up. All these things are going to close, just like I did in the last video. You see, all these jobs are being taken away. This whole entire place is collapsing. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. All happiness of this land is completely gone. And Lord willing, the Lord take away every single one of these holidays. All right, let me end it with this. This is Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Okay, so let me read that in the NLT. It says, I hate all your show and pretense and the hypocrisy of your religious festivals and solemn assemblies. Yeah, because none of them are according to the holy days, man. They're all according to these pagan ass ritual holidays, man. They're all according to Esau's ways. It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. All right. Yeah, because you got these people that are, you know, throwing up these meat offerings, trying to pray to the Lord, and it's a whole pile of fucking pork. You know, got a whole bunch of abominated ass foods on the table, and they trying to gather around and sing kumbaya and pray to the Lord. All right. The Lord ain't with that, man. The Lord hate that shit on another level. Okay, it says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. Yeah, you know, we out here singing, you know, all types of wicked, abominated songs, you know, in the time of these celebrations, and then you're trying to pray to the Lord at the same time, right? It says, but let judgment, see, judgment is going to come down running down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. So judgment, all right, comes out on a normal basis, on a daily basis. All right. Every day does the Lord bring judgment to the light, according to Micah 3:5. All right. And that's what's going to happen Every time that we have these holidays being celebrated, man, there's a whole bunch of news of people, you know, in mass quantities being put to death. Okay? And this is why you have to attend to the Lord, man, instead of doing these wicked ass holidays. None of that shit never made sense. All right? None of that does these people have true understanding and meaning of what these holidays represent. Okay? Let me grab one more and I close it out with this. This is Isaiah 1 and this is 1 and where's it at? This is 13. It says, bring no more vain oblations. All right. And on a Salakia, incense is an abomination to me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies. Okay, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Yeah, and you got our people that know, all right, about this truth, and they fucking up on Sabbaths. You know, got IUIC that'll try to tell you that the Sabbath's from Friday to Saturday, just like these false you know, little hatters. Okay, you got, you know, you have Sakari and IUIC when it comes to the solemn assembly of the Passover. You know, they doing abominated shit, you know, trying to have it make it mirth when it's supposed to be a serious assembly, something serious. Scriptures talk about he that eat worthy of the Passover, man, is judgment gonna come upon him, roughly paraphrasing it. You see, he gonna be cut off. And that's what they do when those times come. Instead of taking these things serious, they want to make it a party. You know, even the Lord's holy days. And that's straight, that is just straight wicked. It says your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. You see? So the Lord just hates to see our people, you know, celebrating these different holidays. Okay? And even more when you're trying to, you know, take his holy days and then you're trying to make mirth of it. All right? There's certain holy days that we had that we, you know, we're supposed to be in a little bit of mirth. All right? And then the rest are supposed to be serious. Right? It says, and when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. When you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. You see? You're over there trying to pray in the name of Yahawah, Yahawah, and celebrating his whole, and not even celebrating, but, you know, taking in his holy day in the wrong manner. All right? Taking it in with mirth. All right, and even worse when you are taking in these heathen holidays. Okay, this is it says, wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil, learn to do well, seek judgment, relive the Salakia relieve, Salakia. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. You see? So we gotta, you know, learn to hate the evil and learn to do good, you know. But as our people, you know, as always, you know, count on our people to do wickedness, as it tells you in Jeremiah the 4th chapter and 22 verse. All right, my people are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. You see, our people know how to break down evil. They know how to do anything that's evil. They know how to bring that shit to the core. All right, but when it comes to us doing righteously, all right, we have no knowledge to do that because we have no knowledge and we have rejected the knowledge of Yahawah, Yahawah. That's why the Lord constantly rejects us, man. Rejects your children, you know, brings judgment upon you when the time is needed. Okay, so Lord willing again that the Lord cancel all this shit this year, Because, you know, going into 2026 is going to be wild. We're going to keep telling you that over and over and over again. Okay? But, hey, with that being said, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect and scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahawah Shai. Shalom.